Once upon a time, not too long ago, there was a farmer named George who didn't have a story. When the men got together around the stove in the machine shed, George would keep on working on a part he was filing. He'd listen, but he never said anything. And when the families gathered at holidays and at reunions, he always helped the women set up the tables or wash the dishes or build the bonfire, always listening. But he never added his story to the ones that were told. And every now and then he'd hear somebody whisper, "Hey, that's George, the man without a story." And this made George very sad because he knew he didn't have a story to leave behind him when he died as a legacy to his family. And he didn't have a story that his family could tell when they stood around his bed as he lay dying. But worst of all, he didn't have a story that he could tell now while he was alive. A good story that would mean something to those who heard it. A story that could teach his family how to live. Well, one day George was out picking strawberries, and Old Woman Coyote came by. And she said, George, what could I give you for some of your sweet strawberries?" Now, George knew that Coyote loved strawberries and that she wasn't going to leave until she got some. So George said, "Coyote, I'd like to have a story. And I hear that you, Coyote, you are the mother of stories." "Well, what kind of a story do you want?" asked Coyote. She meant to strike a bargain with George, but she wanted to hold out for as long as possible. George said, "I want a story that will warm people's hearts and stir up thoughts in their minds." "Ooh," said Coyote, "this is good, very good asking. I want a story so pleasing that everyone hearing it will say, 'Surely this is a coyote story.'" Now this was flattery. And George knew that once Coyote had tasted a strawberry, she wasn't going to go away until her belly was full. "Hey, Coyote, have a strawberry." "But, Coyote, I want this to be a real gift. I don't want it to be a coyote giving, a story that you might come and take back whenever you want to." "Another strawberry, Coyote?" "Now, Coyote, swear to me it will not be a coyote giving." "I swear by the pelt of my mother." "So long as the story is used for the purpose that it is given, to warm people's hearts, stir up their thoughts in their minds, I will not come and take the story away." So then George gave Coyote a big basket of strawberries, and Coyote gave George the story. And they were both pleased with their bargain. That year, in July, it seemed that everyone in the county had a family reunion. And there were parties and dances and feasts of all kinds for a whole month. When all the families came together, George told his story. And everybody was surprised. "Hey, where'd you get that story, George? Because you didn't have one before." "Well," said George, I bought it from Coyote." "Now, wait a minute, George. You bought this story from a coyote? What were you doing, George? Smoking a little bit too much loco weed? Drinking a little bit too much corn whiskey?" Everyone laughed and joked about the coyote, but they all agreed that it was a good story. So George just didn't mention Old Woman Coyote anymore. Everybody talked about George's story. His pride swelled up inside of him like a young gourd in the rain. And everywhere he went, hearts were warmed by the story and thoughts were stirred up. And so it went all summer and fall. George told his story over and over, but as he listened to the hand clapping and to the praise, George began to change the words of the story so that people would say, "Hey, have you heard this? This is George's story." He didn't mention Old Woman Coyote anymore. So he told it and 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 he told it. Told it and he 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 told it. And finally everybody grew tired of it. And they'd fall asleep as soon as he opened his mouth. Then Old Woman Coyote came along and she said, "Now wait a minute, what's happening here? Is George putting people to sleep with my story? Did he change the words? Did he break his promise? That's what I thought. I know what I have to do." And so Coyote came and stole the story away. And when everyone woke up, no one could remember a word of that story, not even poor George. And so it is in Nebraska, where I come from. When a person warms your heart with a story, and when a story stirs up your thoughts within you, we don't praise the teller too much, for who knows? It may turn out to be a coyote story, and Coyote might have to come and take that story away.